this to at least get into the final. China, Huang and Li, then Sergei Bazugli and Maxim Prokopenko, and then Cuba. This is Sergei Torres Madrigal and Carol Aguila Chacon. Italy, Buccioni, he's up front on the right. Incolingo on the left. Mehus for Indonesia on the right of your picture. Marzuki was in the stern. And closest to Colombia, the Escamilla brothers. Carlos on the right and Jesus in the stern.
Well, the crew from Azerbaijan, I think, will be particularly strong in this lane 5. They obviously qualified well from their heat. They've got form. They were 4th, I think, in the European Championships early this year in Serbia, so they'll be good. And it's really good to see the Azerbaijani paddlers coming through. Just this last year or two, we've seen them really pick up, and they've got some quality paddlers here.
It's quite interesting how this sport, you know, I mean, we use 1,000 metres of the regatta course. This is actually a 2,000-metre course. Rowing, of course, go over 2,000 metres. But actually, if you actually look at the global participation at this sort of level, you're seeing much more development in the world of canoeing than you are in rowing. When you look at the nations that have actually got boats into the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always this. When you see rowing, always the same nations. You pick from 5 or 6 nations really, whereas in canoeing, it's much broader.
And moving nicely at the moment in lane 5, the Azerbaijanis leading the way. Now just beyond them in the red canoe, that is the Chinese duo of Qiong and Li, and the white bow that you can see there, that is Cuba, Madrigal and Aguila. And going over onto the just looking at that picture, say 4 away from you, that would be the Canadians getting into it.
Yeah, the Canadians are up there with a good chance, quite a high stroke rate, high cadence for them relative to the Chinese, who've got that long, smooth stroke in the red boat there, who are looking good. But at the moment, the quality's really showing the paddlers from Azerbaijan in lane 5. Again, paddling very well together. Boats surging nicely. They're just about dropping the crews. We get to halfway here. They've got clear water over the other crews. They can afford to relax, stick to their race plan and just let the boat run.
I'll tell you what, that boat is really running. When we get another complete shot of it, here you go. I mean, this is absolute textbook from them.
It is, and looking through, they went through 1:53 there, which is a pretty quick time for halfway. Quicker, I think, than the other semi-finals. And yet they've still got energy to spare. They look very smooth, very controlled at the moment. There they are. You can see paddling very well together. They're a well-drilled crew. Boat not rocking and rolling at all. They don't seem affected by that headwind. They're just driving forwards, nice and smooth, nice vertical paddle as it enters the water, getting the weight onto their blade.
Yeah, Canadians coming through now. This is a good middle section here by Andrew Russell. He's the man up front, and the man behind him there is Gabriel Beauchesne-Sevigny, and they're just about in second place, but the Chinese are there, also the Cubans. This is pretty competitive. Cuba in second place, then China, then Canada, and there you go, 250 metres, the last quarter to go, and 3 places only up for grabs to go into the final. Azerbaijan very much in command. There they can sense the finish tower. They know where that line is, and just keeping that boat running straight and true. Most of the action is to their left, but they've also got to watch out for the Cubans. Here they are in the foreground, and the Cubans really accelerating now to try and take on the Azerbaijani crew, and have the Azerbaijani crew used a little bit too much energy. Also the Chinese and the Canadians, and they're sprinting now, and even trying to get into it, the Spanish as well. But their hopes are forlorn at the moment. Canada really striving to make it into this final. The Cubans having a great race here with the Azerbaijanis. This is going to be lean back and shoot the bow, and there go the Cubans. They find a little bit more, shoot, and they get there. And Azerbaijan and China and Canada, well, China and Canada really in a photo there for third place, but I would think the Chinese have just got that third qualifying place.
Yeah, Chinese just getting ahead of, I think, of the Canadians for that third spot there.
Terrific race, one of the closest races of the day so far. Well, really good racing. Just waiting for the results to come through of that, because it was pretty close for the photo. And then to finish off our racing this morning, we've got the men's kayaks, the kayak fours, the flying fours, Malcolm's favourite boat.
Absolutely, that's right. And you'll see when you see the pictures from the K4s, as we just see the C2 men 1,000-metre results.
Yeah,
there.
China just in